The man's name is Ji Yong. He was a student at the police academy, but at night, he would personally punish those who escaped the law. The first person he would punish was this man. 12 years ago, a man killed his mother. By disguising himself as a psychopath, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison. This unjust sentence made the young Ji Yong want to take revenge on the bad guy himself. 12 years later, Ji Yong successfully enrolled in the police academy, but the man who killed his mother is still unrepentant. He beat up a bus driver for a trivial matter. Unbeknownst to him, his death was imminent. On the man's way home, Ji Yong quietly followed him. His purpose was clear. Since the law is useless, he had to fight violence with violence. With the man's death, he finally avenged his mother's death. It's also the beginning of his quest to punish the wicked. That day, he saw a story on TV. 2 thugs were urinating under a window. The homeowner came out to stop them, but he was seriously injured. But the punks faked an alibi to avoid punishment. That made them even more aggressive. That night, they harassed the mother and son again. Ji Yong blocked the window with a wooden board. Then he attacked the 2 gangsters. When the board fell down, the 2 gangsters had already broken their necks. The next day, the story was on the news. The woman only knew that the man was dressed in black. Even his good buddy Sun Woo couldn't help but praise the man in black. This convinced Ji Yong that he was doing the right thing. Ji Yong's next goal was to become a plastic surgeon. He used to anesthetize and sexually assault his plastic surgery clients. He even filmed him doing it. He was only sentenced to 6 months in prison. He didn't even lose his license. That night, Ji Yong found this hospital. He found the doctor preparing to assault a woman. He tried to get rid of Ji Yong's uninvited guest, but Ji Yong grabbed him by the neck. Ji Yong pressed him to the table and gave him an anesthetic. He then stomped on the doctor's arm. These events were soon discovered by a reporter, Mi-yo. She made an exclusive report. She gave him the nickname Vigilante. The story went viral. Mi-yo planned a follow-up story, but weeks went by with no action from Ji Yong, so she decided to expose the identity of a rape victim to bring out Ji Yong. And this was also a case from 7 years ago. Jing Dexing assaulted a student at an amusement park, and then claimed he was mentally ill. He was only sentenced to 7 years in prison. In order to achieve the purpose, Mi-yo even released Jing Dexing's photo and the news that he just got out of prison a few days ago. After the news broke, Jing Dexing's residence was immediately surrounded. The crowd expressed their dissatisfaction with the verdict. Mi-yo stayed in his car until the evening, but he didn't wait for Ji Yong. Instead, she found Jing Dexing quietly leaving the house. She immediately followed him. Then she came to a pier. Mi-yo stood guard here all night, until the police surrounded the place. She didn't find anything. Ji Yong also saw on the news that Jing Dexing was planning to sneak across the border, but Mi-yo sensed that it could be a scam. Jing Dexing was after the student he assaulted. She drove there immediately, and sure enough, Jing Dexing followed the girl again. He thought she was the reason he was like this. The girl was so scared. She huddled in the corner. Just when he was about to do something, Ji Yong suddenly kicked him away. Then he beat her up. When the police arrived here, Jing Dexing was not breathing. Mi-yo was thrilled to see this. This incident has shocked the whole of Korea. Netizens all over the country are applauding it, but the spate of murders has attracted the attention of the police. Therefore, the GSS team is involved in this case. They're determined to bring the man in black to justice. The leader of the GSS team is named Zhao Xian. He can not only bend coins with his bare hands, he's so strong that he can even lift a car. But at this moment, he never thought he would become Ji Yong's helper. Ji Yong has already chosen his next target for punishment. It's the truck driver in front of him. The courier was hit by a driver who ran a red light while crossing the street. Facing the courier's plea for help, the driver first looked to see if there was any surveillance nearby, then quickly ran to the car and backed it up. He ran over the courier twice. The court finally ruled the incident as a traffic accident. The driver was released after only 1 year in prison. On this day, the courier's mother approached the driver. The driver was not only rude, he pushed the woman to the ground. All this was seen by Ji Yong. While the driver was taking a bath in the bathroom, he was suddenly held underwater until he finally drowned. The police arrived here and found no clues. The neighborhood surveillance was also jammed by a jammer. Zhao Xian realized that this was an unusual character. After the driver was killed, the man in black posted a video online, threatening to fight crime to the end. Ji Yong was surprised to see the video, because he didn't kill the driver, and he didn't post the video. He was confused as to who could have posted the video. After the video was posted, it attracted numerous imitators, and Zhao Xian didn't spare anyone. He arrested everyone he could find, but he never caught the real man in black. In order to hide from the public, Ji Yong didn't go out to punish criminals. But then a news story appeared and he couldn't hold back any longer. An old man was collecting junk to take care of his sick wife. That day, a rich kid was blocked by an old man. He was so angry that he rammed into the old man, and he insulted her arrogantly. At this time, a neighbor could not stand it, directly beat him up. Unexpectedly, the police were bribed by the rich kid to arrest the kind-hearted neighbor. In the end, The old man passed away. This old man was a frequent helper of Ji Yong. Whenever she came home, Ji Yong would always help her. To show her appreciation, she would prepare candies for Ji Yong. This touched Ji Yong very much. Ji Yong knew that the rich kid was in the hospital, so he used the excuse of moving his car to distract the police guards. Then he sneaked into the hospital room. He put a bottle in his mouth. Ji Yong didn't kill the rich kid directly. He wanted to let him feel the fear and then slowly torture him to death. But just as he was leaving, he ran into Zhao Xian. Zhao Xian sensed something wrong with him. Just when he was about to go up to check, he heard a rushing sound from the back. It turns out that the policeman who realized that he had been tricked had rushed back with his men. At that moment, the rich kid was already scared to the point of insanity. This made Zhao Xian sure that the person he just met was the man in black. When they were about to check the surveillance, they found that all the surveillance cameras in the hospital had been interfered with. Zhao Xian chased him to the hallway. Ji Yong took off his white coat. He left the hospital safely through the side door. But at that moment, the rich kid who fell from the upper floor was killed instantly. Ji Yong found a man in black tied with a rope sliding down from upstairs. And then, he left the hospital in an ambulance. Ji Yong chased after him. They arrived at a parking lot. Ji Yong realized that he was his admirer, and he was the one who posted the video on the internet. He wanted to work with Ji Yong to eliminate criminals with stronger backgrounds, but Ji Yong didn't trust him. Then the two of them got into a fight. Ji Yong kicked the man in black to the edge of the building. He warned him and left. What Ji Yong didn't know was that the man in black was Jiang Shu, the vice president of DK Corporation. He used his power to help Ji Yong erase the traces of his crimes. The secretary said Miyo was at the crime scene last night. He went there immediately. He said he'd invest 10 million won to support her interview, on the condition that Ji Yong's true identity is not revealed. On the other hand, the police found only the rope used to escape in the hospital. Zhao Xian thinks it could be an inside job, and he's decided to deliver the information to the police academy and ask the professor for his opinion. However, as soon as he entered the school's entrance, he passed by Ji Yong. Zhao Xian stood still for a long time. When he arrived at the professor's office, he wondered who the seat on the side was for. The professor said some students were helping him develop an analysis program. Zhao Xian wanted to see their pictures, but the professor refused with a confidentiality agreement. But he didn't care. But he seriously asked the professor, what would he do if the man in black was really a cop? But the professor didn't answer. Then the professor found Ji Yong injured in the classroom. He wondered how he got it. Ji Yong said he was injured in a boxing match. But the professor soon realized he was lying. Just as he was about to ask for clarification, a man came into the classroom and said that the police were looking for Ji Yong. The girl came to thank Ji Yong for helping her get rid of the punks who molested her last night. The police said they wanted Ji Yong to make a statement. Ji Yong was free from the professor's suspicion. Apparently, Jiang Shu is behind all this. On the other hand, Ji Yong thought about what the man in black told him, and the scene when he met Zhao Xian at school today. He knew he had to cooperate with this person. Then Jiang Shu received Ji Yong's request for a meeting. He was very excited. They agreed to meet at the station, but Zhao Xian found Ji Yong before him. He was convinced that Ji Yong was the man in black, and hoped that Ji Yong wouldn't go any further. At the same time, Jiang Shu also appeared in the neighborhood, and the battle between the three of them has officially begun. On the other side, Miyo was searching for information and came across a report. Kim Sam-do, the chairman of the World Law Group, was acquitted of abetting a murder. She knew that if she reported it, the men in black would definitely come out, so she approached the reporter who published the story. He told Miyo, the World Law Group is a legitimate company on the surface. It's actually a gambling site, and Kim Sam-do himself is ruthless. Anyone who offends him will be deliberately killed. Seeing that Miyo was also interested in this, so they agreed to investigate together. On the other side, Kim Sam-do came to an abandoned factory. Two stripped men were begging for mercy, because they accused him of murder to the police. It was clear that they were going to die. On this day, Miyo and the reporter followed the clues. They found a factory building. The moment the door was opened, the two of them were shocked by the huge server room in front of them. This was the illegal server Kim Sam-do used to launder money. While they were gathering evidence, a mysterious man suddenly walked in. When they heard the noise, they hurriedly hid themselves. Seeing the man getting closer and closer, the reporter turned on the switch of the crane. When the man was attracted, Miyo immediately escaped. The man immediately followed him. Seeing that Miyo was in danger, the reporter hurriedly pulled the man away from behind. Unsurprisingly, the man was killed on the spot. Miyo escaped outside and drove away. Miyo immediately called the police. But when the police arrived, she found that all the servers in the factory had disappeared. Even the journalist's body had been disposed of. The only clue left was the video footage taken by Miyo. Due to the current situation, the police had no choice but to close the case. At that time, Zhao Xian received a call from his superiors. This Kim Yin-tae is a high-ranking officer in the police department. Zhao Xian was also appointed by him, seeing no progress on the Man in Black case. So he put pressure on Zhao Xian, but to our surprise, Kim Yin-tae is actually the biggest umbrella of Kim Sam-dus Black Force. At this time, the TV station broke the story of Miya's incident yesterday. With the reports of Kim Sam-dus' illegal server and the murder of the reporter, the public opinion has once again reached a climax. The Black Power led by Kim Sam-do has been officially exposed. Not only that, based on the clues, Kim Sam-do and Kim Yin-tae have a strong connection. When Kim Yin-tae saw the news, he immediately called Kim Sam-do. He cursed at Kim Sam-do, because if Kim Sam-do was involved, it would jeopardize his career. Ji Yong also found out that Zhao Xian and Kim Yin-tae have close ties. What's waiting for them is an unprecedented battle. What is Zhao Xian thinking? What is his purpose? The other side, Miyo was suddenly attacked in the parking lot. Luckily, Zhao Xian appeared at that moment. He's here to persuade Miyo not to go on with the story. Otherwise, he'd put himself in danger. Zhao Xian then took the attacker into his car. After some coercion and intimidation, the assailant revealed the identity of his sponsors. He wrote down the names of 3 people. The first one is Mr. Fang. He was the one who killed the reporter. The second one is Taesa. This guy is very strong but not very smart. The last one is Tai Ju. He was Kim Sam-dus' personal guard. Then they went to Kim Sam-dus' pig farm where he dealt with the traitors. Zhao Xian doesn't give a damn about these little minions. After taking care of them, Zhao Xian sat down on the couch and pondered. Then the TV station reported a news story. The Man in Black has been arrested. This is actually a fake news released by Zhao Xian on purpose, because he wanted to make everything stop. But it's not as simple as he thought. Zhao Xian's action soon caused Kim Yin-tae's displeasure, because if he touches Kim Sam-do, he'll be touching his own power. It's clear from here. Zhao Xian is not Kim Yin-tae's man. His only loyalty is to himself. The situation is becoming clearer. For Kim Sam-do, it's all about killing Miyo, Ji Yong and Zhao Xian at the same time. But Kim Sam-do has overlooked Jiang Shu. Ji Yong is also keeping an eye on Kim Sam-dus' whereabouts. He's been in frequent contact with a church priest. On the surface, he's doing charity work, but he's actually using this line of communication to make drug deals. And this man is the head of Kim Sam-dus' drug business. He's also Ji Yong's first target. After taking care of the man, Ji Yong found Kim Sam-dus' account book from the safe. It contains the details of his drug dealings. The reappearance of the Man in Black made Zhao Xian feel helpless. The false news he had released earlier was ruined. On the contrary, Miyo was very excited. It's as if only the appearance of the Man in Black makes her life worth living. But due to her last report on Kim Yin-tae, the TV station wanted to ban Miyo, but she didn't give up on her story about the Man in Black. Ji Yong's action also alerted Kim Sam-do. He immediately shut down all operations. He sent all the money to the company's headquarters. Zhao Xian wanted to stop all this, so he went to Ji Yong. Ji Yong said he would stop all this as long as the law was just. Zhao Xian agreed with Ji Yong. Finally, he decided to help Ji Yong. Since Zhao Xian was in contact with Kim Yin-tae's power, he dismissed Zhao Xian for arresting the wrong person. Of course, this was also Kim Sam-dus' intention. This action also convinced Zhao Xian that they were in cahoots. After leaving Kim Yin-tae, Zhao Xian immediately found the gangster who attacked Miyo. He wanted to find out Kim Sam-dus' crime through him. The gangster's Tai Ju was the key to solving the case. At night, Ji Yong suddenly saw the news that Miyo was fired from the TV station. This made him disappointed with the law once again. At the same time, Jiang Shu received a text message from Ji Yong. The next day, he used his connections to set up a newsroom just for Miyo. For Miyo, no matter what his intentions were, now he had helped her. Miyo also told her what she wanted to do next, and the two of them had the same idea. That night, Miyo began to broadcast live, and the coverage was even bigger than before. Miyo's reports also offended Kim Sam-do. At the same time, Kim Yin-tae felt a sense of crisis like never before. On the other hand, Zhao Xian also managed to find Tai Ju. He wants to use them to find Mr. Fang. The scene changes. A strange figure appears in the police station. This Nam Ro-ying is Kim Yin-tae's man. The reason why he's here, he was assigned to replace Zhao Xian. Ji Yong found a large amount of money in Kim Sam-dus' account book. The consignee was a priest who had a relationship with Kim Sam-do. And then, Ji Yong went straight to the church. He happened to come across men transferring the stolen money. The transfer records here are evidence of the church's collusion with Kim Sam-do. When Ji Yong picked up the flash drive and was about to leave, he suddenly saw a figure flashing by the window. He immediately chased after them. This person is actually Jiang Shu. Then the two of them officially started to work together against Kim Sam-dus' forces. They agreed on a specific plan. Due to Zhao Xian's intervention, The whole incident has accelerated. This forced Kim Sam-doo to use all his forces to fight against the men in black. This has put Ji-young in a very dangerous situation. For his safety, the professor suspended all his work for his safety. At this time, Kim Yin-tae has also taken up the post of principal at the police academy. This gives Ji-young more opportunities to find clues. Then, Ji-young took care of the priest as planned. The news that the priest was killed by the man in black caused a lot of controversy. When Kim Yin-tae saw the news, he called Kim Sam-doo. If we let things go on like this, he would soon be implicated. Kim Sam-doo was impatient and said he would give him 5 more days to solve the problem. On the other hand, Jiang-shu handed over the evidence of Kim Sam-doo's money laundering to Mi-yo according to Ji-young's arrangement. On Zhao Ziyan's side, he followed the clues provided by the gangsters and found Mr. Fang's place, but there was no one inside. At the same time, he saw Mi-yo's live broadcast on the computer. This made him realize that Mi-yo was in danger. He immediately rushed to Mi-yo's studio. At the same time, Mr. Fang and Taesa were also on their way. Just as Mi-yo was about to expose the evidence that Jiang-shu had given her, a figure suddenly appeared in front of the camera. After seeing that it was Zhao Xian, Ji-young was relieved. As Mi-yo's report became more and more detailed, this made Zhao Xian suspect his relationship with the man in black. Facing Zhao Ziyan's questioning, Mi-yo didn't recall directly. He could only warn Mi-yo not to make a big deal out of it. Then Zhao Xian left in a hurry, but as soon as he got into the car, he felt a murderous aura. Mr. Fang was obviously instructed by Kim Sam-doo to kill him. Just when Zhao Xian felt that he had won the battle, Taesa suddenly came out. Faced with such a ferocious pair of men, Zhao Xian was faced with an unprecedented challenge. Just when Zhao Ziyan's life was at stake, Ji-young appeared in time. At the same time, there were sirens. The police were about to arrive at the scene. Mr. Fang had to leave for a while. The next day, the news of Zhao Ziyan's attack was reported. Luckily, he didn't get hurt, but it wasn't good news for Kim Yin-tae. In fact, Kim Yin-tae was also under orders. The man in front of him is his superior. The man saw that the situation was not good. He planned for Kim Yin-tae to get rid of all the people involved in the incident, including Kim Sam-doo. At this moment, Kim Sam-doo is scolding Mr. Fang. But Mr. Fang didn't care. According to Ji-young's plan, the next step was to attack Kim Sam-doo directly. That night, while Kim Sam-doo's men were preparing to move the stolen money, Ji-young suddenly launched a sneak attack. He took all the money that Kim Sam-doo had worked so hard for. He then left some of it in front of an orphanage. According to the plan, the next day, Mi-yo reported the story, along with Ji-young's handwriting. It was like linking Kim Yin-tae and Kim Sam-doo once again. However, when Mr. Fang saw the news, a thought came to his mind. That night, the director of the orphanage suddenly noticed a noise at the door. Just as she was about to check, she was killed by Mr. Fang. Soon after, the news of the orphanage director's murder was also reported. The reason why Mr. Fang did this, Mr. Fang did this to make people think that it was because of the man in black that the director was killed. This was a great blow to Ji-young's heart. Late at night, Ji-young secretly left the dormitory, but what he didn't realize was, Sun Woo wasn't asleep. He followed Ji-young curiously. Ji-young called Jiang-shu, because he was going to speed up the pace of the plan. At this point, they have to take care of Kim Sam-doo as soon as possible. Otherwise, more innocent people will lose their lives because of him. For Ji-young, the most important thing is Mi-yo. She's the only reporter who can tell the public the truth. That's why he told Jiang-shu to make sure Mi-yo is safe. However, Sun Woo, who was in the shadows, found out about it, and Kim Sam-doo is at the end of his rope. He had to find Kim Yin-tae to help him. Kim Yin-tae told him he only needed 6 months in jail, and he'd take care of the rest. But Kim Sam-doo knew it wasn't that simple. On the other hand, Nam Ru-ying realized that Mi-yo was a key player, because she was able to control the movements of the men in black. Thinking about this, he immediately asked someone to control Mi-yo's live broadcast. On the one hand, it's for the sake of public opinion. On the other hand, it's also for Mi-yo's safety. However, why would he care about Mi-yo's safety? Is he good or evil? Maybe he's the key to the truth. That night, Kim Sam-doo's thugs finally attacked Mi-yo. Jiang-shu, who was protecting Mi-yo in the dark, also saw this scene. When Mi-yo realized that someone had broken in, she hurriedly set up a camera in the room, in order to expose the criminal behavior of the gang. When the gang broke in, there was no sign of Mi-yo. At the same time, Ji-young received a live alert from Mi-yo. Mi-yo was secretly broadcasting live from the shadows. The whole city watched this horrifying broadcast, of course, including the police chief, Nam Ru-ying. Soon after, the assailant found Mi-yo. He grabbed the cell phone and immediately shut down the broadcast. Ji-young was on his way here. Just when Mi-yo was in danger, suddenly, a man in black appeared. This person is Jiang-shu. By the time Nam Ru-ying arrived at the scene, everything was already calm. But even so, Nam Ruying took Miyo back to the police station. Ji Yong was relieved to see that Miyo was unharmed. After arriving at the police station, Miyo told him what happened. And that's what happened. Nam Ruying couldn't find anything wrong. The case was closed. When we got home, a tired Miyo was taking a bath. But just then, suddenly, someone cut off the electricity. The next day, Nam Ruying came into the police academy and asked to see Ji Yong. Apparently, he suspected Ji Yong's relationship with the man in black. It turned out that Ji Yong had withdrawn money from his cell phone when he got the money from Kim Sam-doo. Nam Ruying was able to confirm that the man in black was at the police academy through his cell phone signal. But even so, Ji Yong is still a suspect. When Ji Yong refused to answer, Nam Ruying didn't force him to answer. He's still waiting for the precise location of the cell phone signal. If the location shows up in Ji Yong's dormitory or classroom, that would be a solid proof. The scene changes. Ji Yong and Jiang Shu have a meeting. While they're talking, Ji Yong suddenly received a call from Sun Woo. He said Nam Ruying is back at school, and this time, he had a search warrant, and he took away all of Ji Yong's things. But Ji Yong didn't panic after hearing this. Instead, he showed a hint of triumph. At the same time, Nam Ruying finally confirmed the exact location of the signal. The location was the office of the principal Kim Yin-tae. So Ji Yong did all this on purpose. And he also found the cell phone that Kim Yin-tae and Kim Sam-doo used to communicate with each other. Nam Ruying also found this cell phone. Just when Nam Ruying found the evidence, Kim Yin-tae suddenly appeared. Kim Yin-tae's questioning. Nam Ruying didn't give in. It turns out that he was just like Zhao Xian all along. They've always stood up for the justice that belongs to all of us. But Kim Yin-tae didn't stop there. We know from the phone call, he wanted to silence Nam Ruying. Soon after, a righteous police officer fell. Ji Yong didn't expect this. At that moment, Zhao Xian also received the news of Nam Ruying's death. Besides blaming Ji Yong, he was more shocked and angry. The scene changes. Taesa is burning firewood. It turns out that Miyo was arrested by Mr. Fang. At that moment, Jiang Shu also realized that there had been no news of Miyo for several days. He went to Miya's house, but he found the house in a mess. He realized that something was wrong, so he called Ji Yong immediately. Then the two of them broke into Kim Sam-doo's company again. Ji Yong forced the hitman to tell Kim Sam-doo. They agreed to meet the next day to exchange the stolen money for Miyo. Kim Sam-doo had no choice but to call Mr. Fang. The only leverage he has over Mr. Fang is money. Mr. Fang agreed to do the same. Here it is. The final battle is about to start. However, Kim Sam-doo's movements are under Ji Yong's surveillance. In the face of the current situation, he was well prepared for the situation. When he and Jiang Shu finished explaining the plan and planned to leave, Sun Woo suddenly came out. It turns out that in recent days, Sun Woo has been paying attention to Ji Yong's movements. For Sun Woo, in his heart, he agrees with Ji Yong's behavior, but he was more concerned about Ji Yong's future and safety. The next day, Kim Sam-doo arrived at the meeting place as promised. First, he ordered his men to control all the cameras in the neighborhood, so that he could observe Mr. Fang and Ji Yong's movements. But things were not as simple as he thought. Soon after, many black-clothed men appeared in the camera. After listening to his subordinate's description, Kim Sam-doo was at a loss. Through the publicity posters at the scene, he instantly understood everything. So this is the venue of an electric festival. The organizer required everyone to wear black clothes to enter the venue. Ji Yong and Jiang Shu were among them. Seeing a group of black-clad people swarming out, Mr. Fang in the car felt helpless. At the same time, Sun Woo also appeared in the crowd. Seeing the situation, Mr. Fang decided to let Taesa take Miyo into the venue, while he stays at the periphery. At the same time, Kim Sam-doo's subordinates also found Miyo and Taesa's whereabouts. Ji Yong also realized that Kim Sam-doo was planning to kill everyone, and he already knew that the person who took Miyo was not Kim Sam-doo but Mr. Fang. He decided to find Mr. Fang himself. Then he asked Jiang Shu to lure Kim Sam-doo's men over. This way, he had a chance to take advantage of the situation. Then Kim Sam-doo entered the venue with all his men. He soon found Mr. Fang's location. At that moment, Miyo was searching for Ji Yong and Taesa's control. Then Ji Yong appeared. Although Miyo had never seen his true face, but the look in his eyes was enough to convince her that he was the man in black. Taesa, who had also spotted Ji Yong, hurried over to him, but when he realized that it wasn't Ji Yong, it was too late, because Ji Yong had already escaped with Miyo. Taesa followed him. Mr. Fang was witnessing everything, and Kim Sam-doo was watching everyone's movements. But just as Kim Sam-doo was about to follow him out, Jiang Shu posed as a man in black to attract Kim Sam-doo's men. In fact, Ji Yong finding Miyo in the first place was part of his plan, because he wanted Miyo to broadcast the whole thing live. He wanted to expose their evil deeds to the public. That's all. Ji Yong turned around and climbed onto the roof of the car. He has decided to trade his life for the truth. What happened next? The development was just as Ji Yong expected. After seeing the live broadcast, Zhao Xian rushed over there without thinking. At this time, Jiang Shu also lured the fighters over. From this moment on, the final battle began. When Mi Yo realized Ji Yong was in danger, and said that if Ji Yong died, they wouldn't be able to get the money. These words did give Ji Yong a break, but at the same time, he got himself into a brutal fight. At that moment, Zhao Xian also came to stop the fight, but Kim Samdu didn't stop there. Then he found Ji Yong, who was injured. When Ji Yong was about to be defeated, a man pulled Kim Samdu away from behind. This man is Sun Wu, but he was soon stabbed by Kim Samdu. Ji Yong watched in disbelief. At the same time, a large group of police came outside, and this group of police is Kim Yin Tae's men. When he heard the siren, Kim Samdu ran out of the car and tried to escape. Mr. Fang chased after Kim Samdu and tried to kill him. Ji Yong and his men also chased him from behind. Jiang Shu closes the door of the room to stop Ji Yong's attackers. Kim Samdu was chased to the pool. He was beaten by Ji Yong and was unable to fight back. But just then, Kim Yin Tae arrived. Kim Samdu thought he was coming to save him, but he was killed by 2 shots. Then Kim Yin Tae shot the others. Unfortunately, not a single shot was fired. He was so angry that he opened the water valve. A large amount of water poured into the cistern. Zhao Xian gave Ji Yong a hand signal. Ji Yong understood instantly. Zhao Xian drew Kim Yin Tae's fire. Then Ji Yong climbed up the stairs. Just as Kim Yin Tae was changing bullets, Ji Yong pounced on him. Kim Yin Tae was about to be beaten to death. Zhao Xian pulled him back in time. He didn't want Ji Yong to take another life. He persuaded Ji Yong to stop. He asked him to trust the law one last time. At that moment, Mr. Fang also climbed up from the water. Looking at their relationship, Zhao Xian realized that Mr. Fang's assassination was arranged by Kim Yin Tae. Mr. Fang stabbed Ji Yong with a flying dagger. During their fight, Kim Yin Tae picked up a fallen pistol and shot at them, and his behavior completely angered Zhao Xian. Mr. Fang, in order to save the principal and get the reward, he was going to attack Zhao Xian from behind, but Ji Yong stopped him. He desperately plunged his dagger into the killer's heart. The fight for justice is finally over. The 2 men, physically and mentally exhausted, sat down on the ground. Jiang Shu, who blocked the attackers from the scene, only left a baseball bat behind, but he is not seriously hurt. When he woke up, the first thing he did was to ask about Ji Yong's condition. The assistant told him that Ji Yong's life was not in danger. He also took care of all the surveillance cameras in the neighborhood, and Sun Wu died from the emergency. Mi Yo cooperated with the investigation in order to protect Ji Yong. She lied that Sun Wu was the man in black, because at that moment, she knew that there were eyes behind the mirror staring at her, and that person is the biggest villain behind the scenes. Ji Yong graduated from the police academy and became a full-fledged cop. He will continue on the path of justice.